All right, y'all, you know what it is. Rough Draft Sportscast. Go ahead and hit that like, follow, and subscribe button and become one of the RDS gang. All right, Gopher fans, the week we've all been waiting for, Rivalry Week, Border Battle, our chance to get the axe back from those hated Wisconsin Badgers, y'all. So, 3-3 Gophers versus the 2-3 Wisconsin Badgers. Now, both teams have been a little bit underwhelming this year and a little bit underachieving, but that's all right. This is still the longest running rivalry in college sports, so hey, got to play the damn thing, and at the end of the day, Gophers want that axe back, man. So, I think the key matchup that we really need to look at in this game is honestly just going to be offense versus offense. It's going to be the Minnesota offense versus the Wisconsin offense. Why? Because honestly, both teams are, as far as defense, are a little bit shaky, and you know, honestly, it's going to end up coming down to what it always comes down to in the Big Ten, and who can control the clock and make the least amount of mistakes. In that respect, I think with the way that things have been going this season, I give the edge to Minnesota, but only slightly, simply because of history. So, as far as the Minnesota offense, got to start with the quarterback, Mr. Tanner Morgan. He has not been as consistent. He has not set the world on fire this year the way that he did last year. Now, I'm sure that there's a couple factors with that, but number one, as far as I can tell, is probably he just hasn't meshed well yet with new offensive coordinator Mike Sanford Jr., on top of the fact that his mechanics have looked a little bit off this year. His footwork has not been that great, and honestly, he's been, you know, his placement on balls hasn't been that good at the start of the season. In the last couple games, he's definitely gotten his accuracy a lot better, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do against this Wisconsin defense this week. Now, behind him, you ain't got no problems because we got now Big Ten running back of the year, Mo Ibrahim. This man has been a wrecking ball this year. In only 6 games, he's already got over 900 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns, y'all. 15 touchdowns in 6 games. That is Heisman-worthy numbers if you were playing a full season. So definitely big shout out to now Big Ten running back of the year, Mo Ibrahim, and I am praying that man comes back next year for his extra year of eligibility. So on the outside, we did lose Rashad Bateman to another opt-out, but you can go ahead and call him Mr. First Round. He's done what he needed to do. Thank you so much, reigning Big Ten wide receiver of the year, Rashad Bateman. Now it is up to Chris Autman-Bell. So far this year, Chris Autman-Bell has got about 397 yards, 2 touchdowns. But in this last couple games, he's really come on and he's shown that he can be the #1 wide receiver in this offense. Gonna need Daniel Jackson to step up a little bit on the other side, on the outside, to take away some of that attention. But I think Chris Autman-Bell is up to the job. Now, where it really comes down to the meat and potatoes of this offense, being a ball control offense, is this Minnesota offensive line. And given the opt-outs and the injuries that they've had this year, I think they've done a pretty good job. I mean, they're averaging over 400 yards a game. They've produced 1,200 rushing yards as well as 1,200 passing yards. So that's some balance for you. On top of the fact that they are averaging 29 points per game. So overall, pretty good. Now, on the flip side, this Wisconsin offense is led by freshman sensation Graham Mertz, who so far has 976 yards and 8 touchdowns. Pretty good considering he missed a couple games due to some COVID precautions. Now, the big thing with Wisconsin offense that we've seen that's different than a lot of years is that run game. Now, their offensive line has not been as impressive this year. As a matter of fact, they've only produced 855 rushing yards and 976 passing yards. So they're only hovering around about 360 yards per game and only 22 points per game. That's pretty low considering what Wisconsin offense is used to. Now, if you look at their backfield, they do not have that sensational running back that they have had every year that we are familiar with. So this year, their leading rusher is Jalen Berger, and so far he's only produced 267 yards and 1 touchdown. That's a far cry from what the Wisconsin Badgers are used to in their backfield. Now, on the outside, their leading wide receiver is Jake Ferguson. He has 249 yards and 4 touchdowns. So pretty much on pace with what Chris Autman-Bell is doing right now. So with that being said, I think the Gophers have a really good chance to win the game this year, take the border back, take the axe back. Better dead than red. Gopher fans, y'all let me know what you think, man. Saturday is going down. Be easy.